versatility from the Sentinels roster is just ever impressive, and we'll see if that's going to be enough as we kick things off here. Map number 1 on Ascent, guys. The winner qualifies for Masters. The loser has to try again in Challengers 3.
I think the other big thing about this matchup, man, is that we have so many top 10 players in the server right now for the region. Like, all these guys are so incredibly good, and we're starting off with a bang, a quick exchange inside the A site here, as ASCENT and company don't feel quite comfortable planting that spike just yet, and they never will. Sinatra and Sick coming, blitzing in there, slicing and dicing 100 Thieves up and taking the round. That was a quick one. And again, I expect a lot of these rounds will be, we already know how aggressive prone Sentinels are as a unit. I would say 100 Thieves are a bit more balanced. I think that they have a bit deeper of a playbook, but they also can just go out there swinging at the same time. Like, they are not afraid to be just as ferocious and feisty as a Sentinels or an Envy or some of the more aggro teams in our region. So definitely could see a lot of early round fireworks, just as you saw there.
Sentinels looking to make a statement, picking up that pistol, only losing one. Sinatra trying to find some free damage at the start of the round again. Force up here, Stingers typically across the board for 100 Thieves. Steel usually opts in, picking up that Sheriff, and we'll see if he can get anything done with that revolver from downtown. Now, Asuna left on the lurk here as 100 Thieves continue to just play this slow style. You see how much damage was given to Steel, though, from that Ares.
Yeah, Asuna kind of just locks down this B lobby area, which allows them to set up a splitting option if they're able to get that deeper mid control and start prying open that market space. That is maybe what they're even considering doing here. That, or again, maybe he can put the solo pressure on the site while they actually double back and split A site through Catwalk. So they have a couple different options. It seems like they want to go the B split route here. Lear's coming out, market control, not taken though from others. They actually have to back off, and Asuna gets shut down in the B lobby. So 100 Thieves running out of options here, and they're running out of players as they're already down 4 on 5, and Steel is very low on health.
Very low from the start of that round as they look to make a push. Nice kill is gonna secure the damage that came through onto Steel, and Shazam is there to find another. The Stinger's not paying off this time around, and it's looking like it's gonna take until round number 4 before 100 Thieves hop back or try to hop into that win column. Hiko been clutch before, but 13 seconds, 5 players to worry about.
Stop.
Only
don't even. I don't
not.
even want to hear it. No, it's not happening. All right, calm down. Like, I know he's a great clutcher, but let's be realistic. He is going to be able to pick up a Stinger at least. Maybe try to get a frag, get something going his way. Not quite. Just carrying the Stinger over. Which, honestly, I feel like dying there would have been great. I know that sounds odd, but more value there than what the Stinger's worth. But at least it gets him something to work with this round at the same time. Like, they have the Stinger, they have the Marshall now on Dicey. They can still full buy next round no matter what. And they'll have the Sheriffs in play.
I'm interested to take a peek as this round kind of progresses to see what the utility is going to look like, right? That full loss bonus puts you up to 3,900-ish credits, I think, at the very least for Asuna there, and Hiko as well, who's nearing that Hunter's Fury. But, you know, the drone's expensive. That stuff gets pretty pricey as a whole, so we'll see what they can pick up. Hopefully in this one, in terms of kills, is Shazam holding it down towards mid. There's also a trap wire here, so they're not giving it up for free, and to kick things off. Sick to find the first kill, that Stinger from downtown. And when you can't match Stinger for Stinger, obviously the Stinger comes out on top. But right now, at the state of the game, so many of these early rounds does feel 50-50 because both teams, even the winning side, is picking up Stingers.
Yeah, I mean, the Stinger meta that we're seeing, which is going to be eradicated here very soon, I think, with some of the changes that have happened that aren't implemented just yet in the patch that we're on. Might change some of that going forward. Same with, like, the, you know, effectiveness of Reyna, I think will also get very much reined in. As a long-term thing. As Sick is just, you know, he's having a little bit of a time. He's just DMing a little bit here out in the middle. He's had a couple of kills. Steel able to strike back on the Shazam, as well as take Sick out. So all of a sudden, 100 Thieves are posing a small threat here. If Asuna can find this kill at Cat, it could get even more spicy, but no, now he's getting run down by Dapper. He's even gonna maybe get knifed, but Zomz absolutely robs his teammate of that opportunity. Shame on you, sir. Shame. We all wanted it. You wanted it. I wanted it.
Yeah.
The viewers wanted it. The guy with the giant sword wanted it. We all did, and then Zomz absolutely denied us all. Zomz, Never mind. You're a cool guy. Much love.
I see the diehard Zoms fans just spamming Zoms Nation, stealing that one away from Dapper. As much as we would like to have seen the knife, you know, I'm a huge fan of actually seeing the aftershock kill. So if we ever get a breach, I want to spot out a couple of those. They feel more rare nowadays than those actual knife kills. And as we are on round 4, we've got full weapons across the board, 400 Thieves. And we'll see what they can get done with it, because the last 3 rounds have been pretty underwhelming on a map that I expected them to really come out swinging and get a good advantage over Sentinels.
Sure, and again, 100 Thieves is that team that's definitely prone to sometimes like slow it down, play a more traditional default out, and just kind of play the mid control or play like some lobby control and just kind of, you know, take their time. But Sick is going to try to run it back in here and disrupt things. He's going to charge up middle, but 100 Thieves did a really good job of tucking in and not really giving Sick a look. And so he gets really no value out that all, except for maybe a bit of intel, but not so much, right? I mean, there's still a lot of time on the clock, still a lot of room for 100 Thieves to pivot. And so, yeah, that was really well managed by 100 Thieves. Sick, though, still trying to put up a fight here at Cap. But again, 100 Thieves aren't really giving it to him, but he is slowing down the attack overall. And so the clock can come back and haunt 100 Thieves. That's one problem with playing the slower default style, is sometimes you can just run yourself down to the wire. You need one thing that goes wrong, ends the round, and well, that is it.
Name a better duo than Sentinels finding double kills off of lineups, or finding lineups there. 100 Thieves not expecting that at all. One right behind the other. And what is it?
Our commentary. Pretty good duo.
Okay, I do like that. I thought you were going to say Shazam with the op, and
that's a good one too. We'll throw that one out there.
Sick with the multi-kills, Sick with the 4Ks, and it feels like there's actually so many duos that really match the
there's a lot of great duos.
Yeah.
Shout out to DDK and Sean Gares, another great duo in Valorant. Apparently Uber and Nothing going to be a duo tomorrow. That's been announced out on Twitter. That's going to be a hot duo as well. Veli and Memes, you know, pretty good combo. You know, there's a lot of combos in Valorant. We'll stop now, though, because, I mean, we got to commentate the game. So we'll get on to that.
Yeah, in this round, though, I mean, not a whole lot to write home about unless 100 Thieves do something incredible. And Sick back to his multi-frag
Is he ever just going to chill? Is Sick ever just going to take... he will now, because he's dead, so he'll definitely take a breather until next round, but he's been popping off.
And that's not the start to your Herculean round if you were going to have one. Another lineup. Shazam only going to get one. Hiko trades it back with the Sheriff. And they've actually they have stingers, but both kills have come from the Sheriff. Dapper looking to run them down, but Sinatra with the Phantom to lock down this A site. Sentinels up 5-0. 100 Thieves coming, sleeping. Look like they're off the couch here.
More like 100 Zs right now.
Yes, more like
I'm gonna pay for that one 100%. I'm gonna. But you know what? Look, if you're gonna give me some trouble on Twitter, at least throw me a follow at the same time. So you know, like, good trade. But I doubt that slumber will last for long. Is why I say that. I do feel like at any moment now, 100 Thieves will get out there and start implementing their will, because they are quite the unit. Some might say an absolute unit.
You should run.
Things get a little easier with that lockdown. No real answer coming on through as Dicey gonna find that first kill, and that is one of very few kills that 100 Thieves have found for themselves as they look to push on the back end. It's crazy to me. It's still not safe. They used the lockdown. The A site cleared for the most part as far as lockdown coverage goes, but they're still cautious to walk on through. They send Sick back to the ultimate. 100 Thieves have to figure out something here. It's their second full buy round. As the tag comes through, the shots come down. Asuna taken off the board. Steel is able to trade it back. The spike yet to be planted. Steel still holding on to that one as Dicey gets spotted out by the recon bolt. The turret will fall, and there has been zero feint. There it is. The spike now looking to get planted. It's a 4v3 for 100 Thieves. Shazam goes up top, and Dicey to sit him down. The RKO off the top ropes. And as you stated, Dust, the slumber doesn't last long. 100 Thieves in the win column.
Oh, man. Yeah, like you said, this is 100 Thieves finally rolling out of bed and throwing down some Valorant, and that was a massive round. I feel like that's what's really could get the wind under their sails and really get them going. What a fantastic maneuver from 100 Thieves to get onto the scoreboard. And can they build off of this now? That's the question.
This is okay. That was looking a little spooky. We saw the last time that played out. Nitro was able to find some damage as the op shots. It goes leg for leg across the map there. Both jet ops going to be low on HP, so maybe not a round that we see the knives coming out from Dicey. And a skyless comp, a sageless comp. No heals to be coming on through. There's a bit of mid control. Austin are looking to push on through. There is a trap wire there, but should stunt it. And there's the spray coming down. Steel gonna fall this time around. It's not just damage. It's going to be the kill. 100 Thieves on the back foot.
Yeah, success short-lived as they take a big step back in this round. They are starting to get some mid-control, however. They cleared out the trap wire. They're starting to get into market as well. The defense hasn't really quite rotated yet, so they do have a timing window here to strike, but oh, Dapper! He's taking Dicey down through the window. What an absolute play from him. 100 Thieves trying to use Asuna anyway to hinge open this A site, but Dapper will just not stop. He is crushing 100 Thieves on this B site.
Just holding it down. Hiko in a 1v4 now needs to try and figure something out, but instead it's a 4K for the Cypher. 100 Thieves back in the loss column, and I mean, the losses look so dominant. Sentinels really firing on all cylinders. I would say
Dude.
sick, but then Dapper closing the gap.
Dude, I want to see the shot from Dapper again. Later, Dicey.
Oh.
One tap, dirt nap in midair. My goodness, sir. Take a bow. I can't. That's wild. Imagine you're Dicey and you're feeling real cheesy up in midair about to dagger someone on the site and unlock a way in, and then you just have that one done to you.
And I thought we wouldn't see the daggers because of the low HP Shazam. This time, not going to be the leg. It's going to be the body found of Asuna with the operator. Nets a kill, and 100 Thieves on the back foot again. It's an eco round, so not a whole lot going for him.
Sure.
Steel going to go wide on the shots, and it just feels so impressive. Dicey actually able to pick one up, so not necessarily out of the woodworks. Make it even. Dicey finds two. A-site not free just yet as a paranoia comes down. Spike once more yet to be planted, and Dapper sneaks on through the neural theft to get the info, but Nitro's still alive. Nitro is Mr. Multi-Kill. Just to match, unfortunately, not enough. And Hiko, it's looking back to be the 1v5 with the Ghost. Just an uphill battle, and they can't find a way in.
I tell you what, if Sentinels were any type of funk after having a tough loss to Envy that went the distance, they certainly were able to shake it off really fast because they are coming in hot and heavy here on Ascent. Sick has been incredible throughout this game. 13 kills already. He's been absolutely on fire with his mid-aggression. Dapper just had a hell of a quad kill round a moment ago to shut down an attack from 100 Thieves on the B site. So you're seeing individuals step up at different points in time for Sentinels to get them right back on track for a master slot, which is very much up for grabs here in this series. And this is one of the biggest leads we've seen in a while for any of our teams. You know, obviously the last series was very back and forth. This has been all but that. And Sick is just, he's just no chill.
Yeah. And
how does he keep doing it?
And Sinatra too. This is arguably one of the scariest scenarios to find yourselves in. It's Sentinels team firing on all cylinders, and coming off of a loss, they start to turn on. This is exactly what we saw in Challengers 1. They're doing it again in Challengers 2. They find another kill. They just can't lose the fights, Dust.
No, Sick is literally just doing whatever in the world he wants so far here on Descent. He has taken so many engagements off that catwalk and won them. And I mean, if you're a team like 100 Thieves that, you know, is privy to kind of playing like a 1-3-1 mid control, and you keep getting disrupted like that in the first steps of the round, it just really knocks you off your game. It kind of forces you to maybe start going to some of your more aggressive burst type strategies, which 100 Thieves has plenty of. Like, make no mistake, when they've been successful during the first strike process and some of the other events they've played in with this lineup, they are no strangers to just letting players loose, like Asuna in particular, who's a very strong entry fragger and just plowing it, you know, just running it down your throat and trying to play that more assertive style. They're very capable of switching to that gear. And I imagine it's got to come soon because they're getting crushed right now in attack trying to play this map control style.
Another huge round too. It's a full buy, and you need to try for the 8-4 something as Sick. Not necessarily going to be answered 100%. That run it back will be used, and he will be sent back from whence he came. Ultimate's available. That is going to be from the shadows. Nitro looking to clear out this site. Spots out Sinatra, so they know the Odin is here. That LMG looking to keep things nice and snug on this site, but 100 Thieves starting to battle back. 2 quick kills to come on through. Sinatra now in a bad spot as he's tagged out through the wall, though he's going to find a kill. And Dapper picks up one on top of it all, and we are dead even once more. As Dicey makes me eat my words, nothing is free here for 100 Thieves. Steel goes for the heroics. He's able to find it, and it's all up to Dapper now. A 1v3, but we've seen him pick up multi-kills just earlier in this game. 45 seconds, and 100 Thieves on the rotate.
Oh, Steel misses a chance to close out the round there, and then another one goes against him here. Dapper just holding his ground. Steel, though, buying time for the spike to transition to A site, but if he could have just cut Dapper off, it would have been a done deal without too much struggle. Now they have to work a bit harder for it, though they still are very much in the advantage with these 2 players still standing, but they are kind of isolated from one another. Dapper sniffs it out correctly, he could get 2 1v1s and maybe still pry this round back open. It's not going to be an easy task, but it's certainly possible.
And see if the door had been closed yet. He is not going to opt into that situation. He's going to push up towards Wine and Nitro to sit him down. Wow. 100 Thief fans had to be holding their breath. They get back in the win column, but I mean, at what cost? It took an incredible round across the board.
I can't believe this, man. Asuna only on 1 frag right now, and he's normally their initiator, right? Like, not the actual Valorant role initiator, but you get my point. Like, he's the one that's usually opening up space for his team or getting those opening kills alongside Dicey being that power entry combo, and he has not really gotten rolling, again, on an agent that requires you to do so to be effective. And so that's really kind of hamstringing the team. That early round success also swings both ways because that really doesn't set up Hiko to play his late round play, which is why he's also having a struggle individually, I imagine, in this game. But that was a good round to win. It at least gives you something to work with. Maybe that pacing change we saw last round could be something to keep going for. Again, this is a team that can shift the gears pretty well on what styles they can play. They're pretty versatile in that regard, and they did pick up the pace that round. It wound up being fruitful. So we'll see how it goes again, as once again they're able to get mid control pretty quickly here, and they're getting pretty deep over towards defending spawn. Sentinels are certainly aware of that threat. They're having players kind of keep an eye on it. Sinatra also clears out B lobby in the process with the drone.
It's very slow here. 100 Thieves realize that they have to do their due diligence, clear every single corner, and find their ways in. Sinatra looking to shut this one down. The door closes. They push on through, and it's back and forth. Now, Dapper, he's got a pretty good track record of locking this B side down, and Zombs through the smoke finds Dicey. Again, nothing is free here. 400 Thieves, and they're now down a player here, 2 rounds away from the half. They have a couple of ultimates available.
Yeah.
The last time we saw the lockdown, it didn't... what is it? It wasn't a very fruitful reward.
Yeah, that's fair. And Sick, just leave the man alone. He owns Tree. I'm sorry. You're not getting it. You're not getting that space. You need to just figure out a new game plan. Sick is on one right now. Steel does eventually strike back with the operator, but time has run too low. He's going to grab the spike and try to hightail it over there, but Shazam will greet him with the operator, and Sick cannot be handled this game by 100 Thieves. He has got 16 frags. The only one robbing anyone is Sick of, success of 100 Thieves.
And you kind of pointed it out, Asuna not really having the best game, doing his best Sinatra cosplay here in this game. I think 1 in 11 going into the half. And more importantly, Sick, the last time on Ascent against Envy, dropped 20 kills in the entire game. He has 16 in just the first half. You see how pivotal that is. As that dart gets no information. It's a quick push on. Hiko gonna use that Hunter's Fury. Should be able to find the kill. No, Zom sneaks away just narrowly, and Sick on the flank punishes him for it. Zoms will finally fall. That's a 1-for-1 across the board, and Sentinels, again, they win these situations. The lockdown comes through. It's not in the best spot, but it is going to be hard to answer as 6 still on the flank. Everybody looking to disperse so nobody gets detained. It's Sentinels down to the last 2 as they look to push on. Neural theft available. I don't think Dapper's really in a position to be able to get it off. No, it's the Bucky from downtown, and Sick. Last round of the half, 9-3 is not too bad.
Yeah, a good layered attack from 100 Thieves here on the A site, and a great lockdown position that forces your opponent to commit if they're going to be able to break it by actually have to jump into site and clear it out underneath heaven, or have to wait and play for the retake. And 100 Thieves had the numbers from the jump. So that time they were able to just kind of limit 6 impact, but that was a rarity as so many rounds with the way of Sentinels, and we'll see if that continues after a short break.
And here we go, jumping back into things. 9-3, the half. A very favorable one for Sentinels as 100 Thieves mount their defense.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going for 100T in that particular half. They got pounded. Smashed.
And so with the sleepy play style that we saw from 100 Thieves, I think this is the best spot for Sentinels because they like to play quick and they can catch these guys off guard. So that's exactly what I'm expecting here towards A.
Yeah, I mean, if things go right for them, they could end this game real fast, especially if they can win this pistol round. We do see Dicey and company, though, trying to challenge his tree position with the hot hands, though. It's going to go ahead and push them off and allow Sentinels to start sweeping into A side through door position. Nitro is underneath the balcony, however. He's able to get a frag. That's going to help 100 Thieves out. They're starting to make their rotations over.
Illustrated back and forth, though. There's Asuna starting to come online and lock things down underneath heaven. No longer clear as a 3K comes through. Make it 400 Thieves in the win column, and a very important one at that.
Asuna just quadrupled his kills for the game. I mean,
Yeah.
not quite, but you get my point. Like, he has definitely been kind of just in chill mode most of the game, but he's able to pop off this round and have a big quad kill. Maybe that's what he needs to kind of get his mind right. Asuna is one of the most effective entry fraggers we have in our region. Maybe he doesn't have like the flashiest statistics if you just look at his player page or something like that somewhere in comparison to some of the other big names we have in our region, but I feel like his ability to play, you know, entry fragger roles, there's really only a couple of other people like him in creating those openings, like a drone, for instance, on TSM, or some of the operas that we have on Jet. You know, he really can be so impactful when he's on form, and hopefully that's a sign that he's, you know, starting to come alive, as 100 Thieves really need him to get back into this one, you'd have to imagine.
Deal with this tried and true there, the Bucky and a close angle. Name a better duo. Just joking as we jump deeper into
Let's not
the
start that
action.
again.
Yeah, Dapper gonna try and answer back, but the Spectre comes out on top in the long-range battle. The classic from Shazam, from downtown to battle back. And that just tells me Sentinels, they're feeling themselves still. Although losing that pistol, they're not giving up just yet.
Now, might as well go out swinging here. This spike is going to transition back over through B lobby. They're looking to lay in on this site, but Nitro is still back here. Asuna makes his rotation through market, and so now is all on Shazam with the spike and just 34 HP. He's able to go and collect the Bucky inside Link. But, I mean, if closing distance, different story. Spectre now available. He'll swap over to that. And he won't really get a big chance to enjoy using it, as Asuna will come with another multi-frag round. So hopefully for 100 Thieves stake, he is starting to heat up. Again, he was 1-11 at one point, now up to 8-12. So again, you know, he keeps in that direction. 100 Thieves could actually make this game interesting. They're still a ways off of threatening Sentinel's lead, but they're starting to put those first pieces together at the very least. You got to start somewhere, and those are, you know, some big rounds to claim.
This one, although picking up round wins, hurts a little bit. A couple more Buckies, which honestly might not be too bad. I thought there was a period of time where Steel was opting into buying the less expensive weapons to eventually try to afford the operator and just give Dicey a bit more room and then possibly trade in the future. So
right.
I don't know if that's the actual game plan, but a lot of the time we see him on the Bucky or on the Ares more than anything.
Yeah, it's also worth pointing out that this is 100 Thieves' best defensive map, near 67% win rate on the defense on Ascent. It's how they really build a lot of their success, I think. So if they can kind of keep that up, again, they could very well threaten this gap on the scoreboard. And Asuna, again, big frag, talks a couple players in market, is able to get into sight and pop the Empress. But Sentinels strike back with vengeance. They get 3 quick kills, now left to steal with the Bucky on the site. Pressure coming from multiple directions. The pellets are not landing where they need to. And now it's all on Hiko with his own Bucky well out of position. And while he did find that one, it's still going to be an uphill climb that he's not prepared for. 10 rounds now for Sentinels. The success of 100 Thieves have finally been stamped out now that Sentinels had something to invest into a round.
So being the bonus, I don't think you can really say too much, right? You had a whole bunch of Buckies. Unfortunate timing there. Steel was maybe a second too early on that first Bucky shot. Probably could have picked up the kill onto Dapper, who was a bit closer. And things obviously don't go his way there. That's tactical shooter timing. But now, what do we see? Defense, 100 Thieves, Operator on Dicey. Rifles just about across the board. Nitro obviously hanging on to that Stinger. I think we start to see 100 Thieves grabbing it back again. And there it is. Dicey with the op shot up mid.
Yeah, Dapper just kind of jump peeking there, trying to bait out a shot, but he got more than he bargained for with that one. A big opening kill there for 100 Thieves right off the jump. We are going to see Sick popping the ult here, trying to put some pressure over towards tree position to help kind of unlock that A site. He doesn't get very far, however, but A is still going to be taken. But 100 Thieves have mana advantage for this retake as they're starting to set up their utility to start popping in here. They're going to be able to attack from all routes, really. Door, they have a flank coming through lobby. They're obviously positioned at A heaven as well, so they're going to have everything at their disposal.
Lear traded for the Paranoia. There's the flank from Steel, able to find one, still low HP on the rest, but Shazam finds 2. The odds have since been evened, and Sentinels are holding it down on this A site with the spike planted. The flash just come through. Steel will fall. Dicey Operator in hand needs to try and get something done. They're running out of time. 100 Thieves working against the clock. The dash onto the site. Shazam with 30 HP and Sick to close it out. That was 100 Thieves' most important round, and it goes the way of Sentinels.
Yeah, indeed it does. It started out so well for them to get that opening pick, to be so well set up for the retake, but then Shazam breaks through with 2 key kills to get control of the door and into tree and cut off one of the routes of the retake, as well as get advantage back for his team on the man count. Those 2 kills from Shazam were the X factor of the round. So pivotal. And as you said, 100 Thieves' chances of coming back here on Ascent have really shrunken. They're going to have to go into this round just to make sure they can full buy next round. And by that point, Sentinels will very likely be on that point, and they'll have to win 7 in a row to force an overtime. So this is looking quite grim if you're a fan of the 100T squad.
Put down.
So you are going to see the drone coming in here, clearing out some space.
No more Sova.
Big kill from Steel with the Sheriff onto Sinatra. Feels like we lost Tanner, so I'll just kind of keep taking over. We'll get him back here hopefully shortly, as we do have a 4-on-4 situation right now. A site being threatened by the Sentinels, and Sick will get in and shut down the door. Smoke up as well towards tree. Smoke on the main archway here, slowing down the attack a bit. Still trying to slide out with the Sheriff, but he's found out by Shazam's Phantom. And so again, Matt Point is lingering here. There's only 3 members left from 100 Thieves to contest right now, as the spike is going to get planted. Shock darts being launched in by Hiko to try to get some chip damage to potentially set up the retake. And indeed, he has actually found out 6. So all of a sudden, the door is creaking open just a bit, but there's some great positioning by Sentinels, by Tree Room. It's all going to come down to timing, as Nitro actually is able to slip in behind there and take out Dapper. All of a sudden, the chances are looking pretty good, but Zoms trying his best to shut it down. Great kill, great paranoia, but now he's all alone. 2 players on the site. Health dwindling, but Zoms up to the task anyhow. 2 great kills with the Vandal. He may have been silent at times for his team, but he comes out shouting that time. That's going to put Sentinels to match point. And so this might very well be the end here for 100 Thieves on Ascent. Sentinels just need 1 more. They're going to get 7 chances to do it. And at least they can put their best foot forward this round, Tanner. At least they're going to be able to have the operator on Dicey, and they're going to be able to have full rifles elsewhere also.
I missed an entire round. But Dust, I appreciate you carrying that one. Some
Welcome,
internet
brother.
issues. Dude, they cut me offline. They didn't want me to give this one the way of Sentinels, which is exactly where it is headed. Now, if I repeat anything that you said, I apologize, because I didn't hear anything you said as we jump back. Match point right here on Ascent. And again, to kind of harp back to before the game even started, this is 100 Thieves needed to win. It's slow to start things off, but Sentinels so far in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a crazy effort for 100 Thieves to steer this one back the right way. Again, they're very good defensively on Ascent on average, so this is the side they would do it from, if ever. But, I mean, just such a tall mountain to climb. You have to imagine they have to be perfect just to get to overtime. We're going to see Sick putting that pressure on Tree Room. The smoke going to be able to help them get towards that doorway, but they're also still got the spike in middle with no commitment, so they can still split either direction. And now they have an opening pick on Steel.
And that's the player that's typically anchored on that B site. So a bit of information that maybe, at the very least, only one playing over this direction. An aggressive posture over towards A, it nets nothing. Asuna is finding nothing over there just yet, playing in line. Now looking to come through with this team, but Sick breaks the glass and takes Dicey down. Asuna is able to come online for a kill, but it's 100 Thieves backs against the wall. But Asuna doing everything in his power to make sure that that spike does not go down. It was all up to Shazam, but across the board, everybody will fall and 100 Thieves stay in it.
It's so crazy how quickly the tides turned in that round. It was looking so good initially when they got that opening pick on Steel, and Sick was able to make his play up into A heaven, but Asuna was able to absorb that pressure and push into A lobby and use that as kind of an anchor point to be able to keep striking back when Sentinels decided to commit on a site. And he was able to have a big round, up to 12 and 15 when he was once 1 and 11. So again, he's had quite the recovery as a player, and that's made the world of difference for 100 Thieves to, you know, at least keep themselves in this contest. They're still well away from really threatening Sentinel's lead, but it's starting to build at least a little bit here. They're starting to take those first steps forward.
Zam, unfortunately, not going to find anything going up top there with the knives out. And as we took a peek at that scoreboard, the kill feed is almost the same across the board, minus Sick being so far ahead of everybody. You negate that player, maybe this game looks a bit differently for 100 Thieves, but that is the magic of Sick. He just comes online and you just can't stop him. Now, a nice split to make sure nobody creeps on through A main. The spike's still down towards B, and Sentinels, again, just like the last round, using all the time they have.
Yeah, trying to get that opening pick at A off the jump with Shazam's ult, didn't find anything, and now they're just kind of creeping all around the map, but now they're starting to shift the focus back heavily towards A side. All players will be looking to push this direction. There are 3 defenders in the area. Of course, the op is on site, 2 towards Tree. Shazam gonna try to lead the charge with the run it back. Great run it back. They're closing distance on this opper. Big time. Shazam's pushing all the way in. He misses the daggers. And they get shorted. My goodness, 100 Thieves. That's such a break, but Sentinels are at least striking back.
Oh, the shorty not good for another there, but almost a huge turnaround. And now it's down to the last 2 here, IGL and co-IGL for 100 Thieves to try and keep their life alive here on Ascent. The lockdown goes through, the turret to follow. It's not a very hardy lockdown. There's a lot of space to play with, but there is a flank. Nitro playing far off the site here out towards main. Now running out of time as they look to push through the smoke. It's all up to Nitro. Full health on the Omen. Paranoia goes through. He's able to find that first kill onto Sick. Another smoke to follow. The Shrouded step right inside where he's going to meet his maker. Dapper with the 3K, and Sentinels up 1-0.
Yeah, again, if there's ever any concern that Sentinels might be mentally out of it after a grueling series against Envy, I think all those concerns can be very much shooed away as they came out swinging here on Ascent. Just an absolutely dominating performance there. I think you have to, first of all, give credit where credit's due to Sick. he ruled that defensive side, bro. Whatever he wanted to do, he did it, got away with it, and then some. Whether it was getting kills in middle by aggressing cat or flanking, whatever the case may be, the guy was absolute money. He had great support from his team, obviously. Everyone was